Ai, ko ia rā ia, ko te iri, ko te urunga tū, ko te urunga pai, ko te urunga mā tike tike, ko te urunga mā ranga ranga, e hika mā matike maranga, and welcome to the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse National Touch Championship. My name is Te Aorere Pēwhairangi, and joining me in the commentary box are two men that don't need any introduction, current open mixed coach, Hika Pene, and Mr. Touch himself, Hika no mai.
Tēnā koe e te tuakana. Yeah, here we have, it's a big one. This one we got Whanganui, Te Awa Tupua, taking on Counties Manukau, and Pete, a few players to look out for in this Counties lineup.
Yeah, kia ora boys and kia ora tātou. Certainly, I like seeing Don Pati, a very experienced coach. He's assisting Hawia Meihana, and for Counties Manukau, Fredo Morgan. So some great coaching duels, and I see some of the names in the lineup. So, mate, it's going to be a good match, boys.
Yes, and I see Whanganui there on the tap-off here. A lot of these boys played the 18 boys grade at the Junior Nationals, and Whanganui have come up here with a few opens teams, so it's awesome to see Te Aorere.
Yeah, absolutely, and we also see in the counties make-up here, they also have two teams in the open grade, so there are a lot of talent down in South Auckland at the moment, and it's good to also see Whanganui back in this open men's grade. We'd like to give a mihi to Doma and all his mahi and B-man, who have done a lot to bring back this team to the top.
Yeah, and I'm liking seeing a lot of these club players intermixing. There's some Bullets, there's some Loaded, there's some, there's a lot. It looks like there's 4 different clubs out there, Fredo's club. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting how they gel together, boys.
Yeah, totally, and we've gone end to end. We've got the tap-off. Counties decked them out. I just see Cameron Todd out there. Pete, he was with the Waikato Open Men's last year.
Yes, he was, and he's been playing with Loaded this year, so that's progressed on to being a few of them in this Counties team.
Nice, and on the ball we have Tipene Rewati, just sets the ruck there. We've got a bit of a scoop here coming out. Rangi, he's got some speed to burn, and he's going to find his mate again. Tipene there on the ball. Rewati and Whanganui, Te Awa Tupua, they open up the count. If you look here on the Twilights replay, it's a beautiful plant here. Just opens the skate on the outside. Gas down Todd. I think the call is off. No, he misses, so it's an honesty call, Pete, which is huge in our game. Goes through and finds a unmarked Tipene there, Rewati.
Yeah, so they breach the middle, and the policy's either going to be a shutdown on the mirror. In that case, he mirrored up, and the speed just got him through, checked off for a touchdown.
And here we have Mahia Nathan, anyone that knows he's been around. He's got an awesome low game, so looks like they're just, if he gets the ball back, Pete, he's pretty lethal, about 5 outs.
Yeah, he likes the quickie, the link. He's doing a quickie in the middle there with a check-off option. Good defence, Whanganui.
And there we have the official there, Logan Forrester. He's at a very, very high level. Come back from the World Cup, and it's good to see a few high-ranked refs there. Alicia Luwaiti's there and Cameron Wooten. So we've got class here in the referee stakes. Yes, and all the top refs, they picked are right there, eh? They see everything.
Yeah, great positioning, great feedback to the players. Some good officiators out there, Hika.
Here we go, Whanganui once again. And Dom, he'll be really happy with the start, Pete. This is the first time in many, many years we've seen a Whanganui team in the open men's grade.
Oh, it's so good to see, and a lot of young kids. In all these teams, there's a great there's a great blend of youth and experience.
Oh, and he just gets up in the lane there, Staples. Thomas, number 13, he's also come out of the Loaded Club. So there's another young boy here who was part of the... these boys actually played 18 mixed at the youth there, made the final, come out of Howick School. Here's another Nathan on the ball. He's hard to handle too, Pete.
Yeah, but once again, the defence is up to it. That open side, shutting down. Good defence, Whanganui.
Yeah, it's been an awesome start here from this Whanganui side, not only on the fence, but also their transition from the fence into their yards. We saw their first try come off the back of their yards, but Counties here hot on the attack.
And
nice
I guess
right
defensively, Pete, and tell you that's probably what you want to force, eh, Pete? That sort of risky over-the-top pass.
Yeah, definitely, and it is risky, and you could see by the fact that the winger dropped the ball. So you'd rather them score out wide where they need skill to throw that long ball than those short balls in the middle.
And Tipene and Norman just taking the ball up there with Te Awa Tupua, Whanganui, and they look really settled now, don't they? The Whanganui crew. There's number 2 on the ball, Rangi Kui. They got quite a lot of speed. This is the combination that set up the first touchdown, and they might get a little tuck in behind here, short in behind. Here's that little tuck play, passive play. Yes, and read well by the Counties defence.
Mate, there's nothing in this game. There's nothing that you could look at and go, okay, this team's superior in this area. So it's a good grind.
it's actually awesome to see the likes of Mahia, wee Nathan. They're still young themselves, but they've been in the men's grade Pete for many, many years, and they're bringing through this next crop.
They are, and you can see they come from the Bullets Club, and they play in an older style game. They run a lot of late cuts. They quickie the link, you know. And you look at the teams today, it's almost a different style, you know. So it's great seeing them bring those experiences and skills from yesteryear, if you like.
Totally, yeah, real lateral sort of attack, isn't it, Pete, which does change it up. But here's Cameron Todd, just on the ball, just looking for a small chop. Yeah, just runs through and, made that all look a little bit too easy, Pete.
Yeah, the open side link there for Whanganui. He was late on the reaction. He needed to react quickly to get in for that shutdown.
And here we have the replay, so it's the 33 peel setup. So the person with the ball can actually score, and that's Darius Higgett-Morgan, who just checks it off, and that's a beautiful shot there by our camera crew, doing a wonderful job. So it's a one apiece.
Yeah, it was a slow start there from Counties Manukau, but they have crawled their way back into it, showing their experience. You talked about the Nathans that are out there, and can I mention the fitness that they've brought to this competition? And it's looking good for Counties Manukau early on.
Yeah, I think their coaching staff will just say to them, look, stay in the grind. Like with all teams, that first 10 minutes should be a grind, but if you stay on your systems, your policies, then things will happen for you.
And there you go, bit of experience here by Mahia Nathan. He just got up into that passing lane, just held and gave the outside time. But now this is the sort of Bullets play, the Counties play. They like to move the ball. It may look freestyle, but I tell you, they've practiced this stuff for many, many years. Touch two, and they've made it all the way up to the 10-metre line.
Yeah, they like to move the ball, and they like to play what's in front, and they have the skill to do that because that's the way they have always played.
Actually reminds me of some of your old Auckland Open men's teams through different years, Pete, you know, when there's a bit of free ball, but it was definitely something that you've, I guess, sort of done a lot of over the years.
Yeah, we did, and we loved the old late cuts, and we loved the shows where you show the ball and run the outside holes.
Yeah, just like that. He just showed the ball with two hands in. It looks like Rocky Francis Morrison, and he's been getting plenty of touch, this young fella. He's just got the ball in two hands. It's a static setup. Just checks back in here. Just sees a little space on the outside, runs across, puts the defender in two minds, low dive, and that's a touchdown, and Counties take the lead 2-1.
Yeah, and I'm liking the way Counties have gelled together. You mentioned that they all do come from different clubs, different backgrounds, but they're all playing unselfish touch at the moment.
And you see with their touch that all the mismatches come into play. You know, forward versus backwards, fast versus slow. It's easy when you've got good footwork and speed to beat someone like that.
Yeah, and I just look at the young boy on the ball there, Tipene Norman, another one on the ball. You know, these young fellas would never get this opportunity to play the juggernaut in counties, so it must be an awesome feeling the first time, you know, sort of debuting, playing against players you've seen over the years, win gold medals, play for New Zealand. It's just such a wonderful stage.
Yeah, absolutely, and even bringing up these kids in this young Counties side, as we see a nice little dive there, this Counties side with a nice mix of experience and a little bit more inexperienced players just coming through. It's good that they're breeding the next generation down in Counties Manukau there.
Yes, and these young ones, and you know, if I was a coach, I'd be certainly saying, look, get out there, have a crack, embrace this. You know, you're playing some of the best players and well-known names in the country.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they have, Pete, you know. Yeah, ball. It's good to see they're playing a lot of flowing touch. I think for Whanganui, I'd like their running game, you know, just because that's how they started. They started with good intensity, the static sort of game. Counties are masters at that game. They sort of know, hey, Pete, how to defend that style.
Yes, and like anything, if you're running fast, it's harder to make decisions and work together as a six. You know, to shut stuff down when you're running fast.
Yeah, beautiful transition. And Nathan just throws a 20-metre pass from the wing straight to the middle. And here we go again. They're going to land another good platform. He's got in behind the defence. This is going to be hard to shut down. There goes Darius. This winger actually saved the day. But, yeah, penalty probably offside out wide.
Yeah, for sure. And they ran a common play there, which is a middle play. They may option a bow, then they go back to a 32 pick. And all the open side are running hook lines.
Good positive attack there by Counties Manukau. 9 times out of 10, you do get the advantage. So we see these low percentage plays here, the quickies, before they go out to the bigger plays, the 32s, the backdoors.
Yeah, and here they're running a sweep play, going back on a crush line. It looks like he got that pass away. It's going to be a touchdown or try there, lads.
Touchdown, and yeah, this is... you know, Pete, you've been around a long time, but I just love how Counties changed the tempo in their game. You know, they do it so well. You know, no one's actually sprinting here, is it? They're just manipulating the defence.
Yeah, they're controlling the tempo, and that was a good play. Reading what the defender does. He pulled a corner, so they come back to the open side, and they work the numbers well.
Yeah, like I just see the two coaches there looking at each other. They've sort of just been jabbing in the early rounds, but they're slowly pulling out the playbooks, and here comes a bit of a set-up, tap-off play here. And look at the springs and the ankles, Pete, these young boys.
Yeah, I think they call them ankle breakers, is it?
Just this 32 peel set-up is what they're looking for.
Oh,
Goes
mate,
through, and
this
he's got
is-
a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got a touchdown
Very
there.
confident, that young number 2.
Yes, Whanganui, he was part of the, he went over with the youth trans Tasman team also to Newcastle. But I like how he's got his eyes up, Pete, ball in 2 hands, just looking to load. And the defender for Counties unfortunately released a bit early, Pete.
Yeah, eyes up, showing the ball, and he was confident in his own speed to carry on with it.
Yes, and here we go. We'll get the score for you shortly. But Taurere, it's a very evenly matched game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a classic case of experience and young new talent. This young team from Whanganui, as we see a good touch out there on the wing.
Yeah, I don't know if the touch was made there.
But he sold it, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
He
They're
sold
gonna
it.
call it.
You know, looking at that defence, boys, if they, it looked like the open side needed to get back and then lift off. They sort of held, and then which means they're now going to run across field. And if the pass is good, sometimes you don't get there, like what happened in that instance.
Yeah, well, the touch, he actually called the touch, but the on-field, who's probably got the most mana, made the call, and it's just good. But I think Nathan sold it for me. He got the ball through back to halfway and really sold the product.
And that just comes with experience and confidence and who you are and what your game is.
Oh, beautiful. Here's the skill set now. They really started to express themselves, like you said before earlier, Pete. That was Kōpere Tanoa. He's actually got a nice 32 pick game, this young boy. Can throw right to left. But here's young Tipene. There on the ball there with T. He's number 5. Looks like he's going to go to half. Yes, he goes Rangi number 2. He just sliced through before.
There's a great play.
Yes, jaw
There's
pass.
He just lost that, did he, boys?
He did.
It was a great play. It was a 33 peel, and he hit the link.
Yeah,
And just that pass got dropped by the wing, unfortunately.
Rangi Kui, here he is. He scored a try before, left to right, put his man in the hole, and he's in 2 minds, the ball player here. But a nice little flick and just couldn't finish.
Not square there. Those are coach killers, those ones. Second touch, not square. Give the ball away. Now you're going to give the attackers, 3 or 4 touches on your line.
Yeah, and it's good here for Whanganui, inviting them into this attacking set. Just under 10 minutes to play in this first half. If they can strike back here, it'll give them a lot of confidence heading into the halftime break.
Yes, and Counties lead 4-2. Plenty of time. They're just going to reload here on the ball. Te Heru.
You can see here, boys, with the touches made by the Counties, the experienced defenders getting these young fellas up high, chest to chest, and just slowing that ruck down.
Yeah, experience coming out all right. And back on the ball now. Just looking to go nice and direct, Counties. And then here's Staples again, marching up the field. Yeah, here's the energy and the intensity comes on. Here comes Mahia, the experience here. Just holding up the ball, really sort of toying with the defence a bit now. And here's this tempo change. And it's a bit of a walk up here. It's going to bow, another bow. This is this play Pete talked about. They run a lot of lateral defence. Nice little tuck. And yeah, they're a very hard team to read, aren't they, Pete?
They are. They play a good brand of touch.
Transition time now for Whanganui. That's going to get the ball out here. And hopefully they can just really, I think, change another gear with the yards. Some good energy. Yeah, here we go. This is what we want from this team. No downtime two-way, Pete. It's very vital.
Yes, just skill error there. They wouldn't be happy with that because, there could be a touchdown on the end of the next play and they go and drop it there. So, it means they're turning that ball over.
Yeah, I was just seeing the Whanganui box. We've got a combination there. Rangi, he's just sorting out his next pod that will come on. So that's good to see. They're walking through a play. Nathan's come over to the left wing now. Just slowly, just biding time, Counties, just to get some players on. And, oh, yeah, they nearly snuck the old far winger on there. Unnoticed. Transition time again for Whanganui, Pete. And Pete, with 6 minutes to go, what would you be telling this Whanganui team?
Well, they've just got to cut down the errors. They've started to make a few errors, and you get that in the back end of a half. Usually that last 7 minutes, you've been grinding for the first 13. That's when the errors normally come in, and that's when the good teams tend to dominate.
Oh, nice. Well, hopefully they can sort of... This has been a really good combination. Oh, and they lost count there. That's another error, isn't it?
Yeah. See those touches are the Counties, 2 hands up in the chest, slowing that ruck down and causing an error.
Here's Cameron Todd again. Just doing all the 1% as well here, Counties. Just a little check over the top. And just moving this defence so there's... If you can look, they're a little bit scattered at the moment, the Whanganui defence. They have sort of stopped lifting as a unit.
They're finding it hard to defend these little check-offs that Counties are doing with their skill.
Here's Boston on the ball, just checking it off again. Counties with the ball, just slowing this tempo down again, just trying to get the right target, aren't they? Yeah, here's Boston, he's got a bit of speed. Moving them again, as Pete talked about before. So, Pete, are they trying to milk a penalty here, Pete?
Well, they're trying to pull 2 defenders up. They're working on that point defender, trying to bring that strike defender up.
Now, Te you've done quite a few games today. Isn't the pitch in great nick?
Oh, absolutely, and it's great weather out there. It's quite cool down here in Rotorua at the moment. There's a nice little breeze there. No doubt that the teams will be inviting because it does get hot out there on the pitch. And with the sun now, it's good to have a bit of a breeze out there, but not a breeze that's affecting their play.
Nice, and that's just perfect timing there for Whanganui. They got a penalty. On the ball now, we've got Trey Matthews-Hawera. This is another combination again with the Ioane Aki. Nice little sweep come around the back here, Pete. Is he going to feed him?
Oh, that young Trey Hawera, that's Daz's boy, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, I just finished playing a game with his father, Daz. He's playing for our Auckland 45. Just had a titanic battle with the Bay of Plenty, 45.
Locals. Oh!
That's a touchdown there, boys.
Titanic battle. Excellent. That's great to hear, Peter. Just you talk about Titanic battle, number 16 for Whanganui. Kātene just comes around here. Oh, it's a nice little old school wrap there, Pete, with a low dive. Ball down, honesty call. And there we go again, Cameron Rutan right on the money, the adjudicator. And that's a nice comeback for Whanganui, just shy of the first half.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that, getting on the board. So they just need to, like I say, cut those errors down. Plenty more talk and working and shifting together as a defensive line.
Here's Glenn Green now. This is another combination, changing up the combinations here. Now Counties are making a few errors there, Te Aorere.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just pressure that's being put on by this young Whanganui side. They're playing with a lot of confidence out there in their defence. We talked about those little check-offs Counties Manukau have been doing. Maybe that's one thing Whanganui will look to adapt and change in the second half.
Yeah, and here's Kui again. He's on with Rewati. This is their combo. Kui, he's just going to look. Oh, no, that's a good... you got up in the lane there, Mahi. Snuffed that out.
Wing defence. And just leading up to the play before that, when Whanganui was on a roll driving in, you could see the Counties defence suck back 15 metres into the line, which means the attackers have now got to run a static play.
Yes. Yep, and that's just, that's all smarts there. I think this could be the difference between the two teams in the second half, this transition period, as they come on and what targets they get in. So Cameron Todd, he's got a bit of speed. He's going to go short side. He'll slice through, find the man open, and he'll hurt you all day with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that was great. Off the back of flow, scooping, going short side, and the attacking link losing his mirror defender.
Yeah, nice ruck set here. So and he goes nice and strong. Lines him up and then left foot goes through, and then Rocky Morrison off the ball, just goes in, out, catches, ball down all in one motion. And there we have it, Counties take the lead 5-3.
You see a lot of these kids playing like young Morrison and Staples. They're out of Howard College, still at school. And, you know, you see kids that are on their game and they're playing lots of touch. They're playing rep stuff, and certainly they're 2 examples of it.
Yeah, just that consistency and quality that they're coming through. And they're actually 2 really nice young boys, those 2 boys that have come through, which makes it even better.
Mate, look at that defence there. A striking link coming from the blind side, Mahia then, and shut down that attack. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and they're really sort of playing into their hands, a static setup. Once again, but I have no doubt the experience that Dom has, he'll have a good chat. But here we go. Just looking to go through. Oh, unlucky there, Whanganui.
Yeah, so Counties turnover now. Let's see how they work to get out of their line and get those tired players off and get those fresh ones on.
I dare say, Pete, there'll be some proud people back down there in Whanganui, Tawa Tupua. Glenn Osborne used to play touch for Whanganui back in the day before he's an All Black.
Yeah, mate. There's some great players come out of Whanganui, from back in the day, and it'd be great for them seeing a Whanganui men's team back in here. Playing against the best and competing.
Yeah, I remember Mana Ashford, another one come out of there. There's so many there that to call on. I shouldn't start naming them. I'll have to carry on. But here we go. They've got another strike on the set there. Oh, yes, and it's that error just before halftime. I'll tell you what, I can see the grey hair through Dom's hat, and it's getting his hat's going to go greyer.
Yeah. And he's just put the hands on the hips. Now he's put them behind his back. Yeah, not good signs, fellas.
The old hoopy hands. But here we go. They could actually get a good little win if they can hold them out here, Whanganui. So Staples at half. He might get the ball back. Oh, yeah, over the top. Beautiful pass. There goes a probably 25-metre pass there. Shoot it from the hip, Pete.
Yeah, I love that play. We call it a crush, where you come round on a sweep and then you step back to the open side and everyone's running a hook lines. You've got that skill to throw over the top and you hit the mark, touchdown.
Yeah, and I just have to get that number, the passer there that threw that, so hopefully we'll get that for you. But that is the halftime huta te aurere.
Yeah, tika tonu, and I'm really liking this Counties Manukau side. You posed the question before the game, how well are they going to gel together? But I like the way that they're going to their strike men that run certain plays. So Todd is on the power scoop. The Nathan's there in the middle of the field and they're just moving the defence around. And lastly there, number 14, Sean Wilkin. Beautiful backdoor right to left long ball.
Beautiful pass.
Yeah, another loaded boy. And these young ones are playing well. The older experienced ones are doing what they're good at. When everyone plays their roles in the team, then things can work for you really well.
Now, Pete, a few years back, I won't say how many, but there used to be 2 divisions. What's your thoughts on having a province having 2 teams? I think it's awesome. Your thoughts on it, Pete?
I think it's awesome, and it means they've taken away the 20s grade. However, these guys are all playing here. A lot of these teams actually have a big amount of under 20s players, so it's a good thing because they're actually playing in the same grade with all the top guns, with all the touch black men's players and some mixed players. It's great.
Awesome. Just on the screen there, Hawea Meihana, yeah, man, he's been doing a lot of good mahi back down there on the back in Whanganui. So, Pete, what do you think him and Dom would be trying to implement for the second half?
I think they'll be just saying to the boys, look, have faith in their ability, stick to the processes, don't try and veer off the processes, and do your skills well. Because they're up against these experienced campaigners, you can see what the error rate was high, and it's things like late footwork at the ruck, so you get to the side of the defender and not giving away those errors from front on touches when you've got arms and knees in the way.
I just see Peter Bentley there, Pete, on the screen, ex-Touchbacks Open Men's coach. He's also part of New Zealand 20s coach, so they've got plenty of experience on that side. And back on this side with Dom, he's been around, actually won a World Cup with the 30s over in Scotland, and he's been doing so much in the game. So, you know, this is the excitement of the coaches and the managers for all their hard work on rep that they're actually the feature game for this round.
Yeah, great. And like you say, with their experience and knowledge, it's great to have them still contributing after so many years to the game.
Yeah, and it's a really relaxed, actually, half-time from both teams, which is, I think, a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the main message will be just to stay in the grind, and the biggest thing that comes from that is accuracy. We saw a few drop balls towards the back end of the first half there, so whichever team who can hold on to the ball and complete them sets, because both teams aren't lacking in confidence out there, so no doubt in the second half they'll be looking to keep possession and then maintain some good field possession out there.
Yeah, and I like looking at those circles there in the halftime too. If everyone was focused and on task, you know, no one was dithering or looking away, or they're all focused. So it's great that they're giving input and everyone's taking it on board.
And that's a process right there, isn't it, Pete? You know, a halftime, there's actually an art to having a successful halftime. I'd really like to see Rangi Kui on the ball more. I think he's hot for Whanganui in terms of more opportunities. Rongamai's actually got a bit of game there also, but I think if we're looking at who's hot, definitely Rangi. And I believe, you know, playing this type of team, these young fellas from the Awa, they're fit, so I'll just run until you can't run anymore.
Yeah, totally agree, and I think both teams will certainly be talking about the defensive systems, because they are leaking in touchdowns that actually look like they could be stopped because they've got 3 players on the open side and they're still getting through, they're breaching middle.
And man, how many times have you seen Mahia, Nathan, on a tap off? You've really got to know. You got to know who your opponents are. And whenever he gets the ball, he just gets so low. The defender's offside. Yeah, he's short. Yeah. Oh, well, the defender was off, I guess, and he's just such a master at it, Mahia.
Oh, everyone knows that's his game, is the diving game. And sometimes you know that, but you still can't defend it. So it's about this Whanganui side getting a bit of experience and knowing big corner, early shut.
And you can see with Mahia's skill, the dump and the ball placement and the actual stepping forward, not backwards, and receiving, so the halves know to actually get forward to put him on side. It's certainly a skill.
And they mastered that up many years ago, didn't they, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
That quickie moving
Mahi
forward.
and Henry done quickie, especially left to right, mate.
Yeah, it was an art that they mastered and everyone followed, as all evolutions of the game are. But he goes, oh, yeah. So here we go. Well, that's not a bad end to the set. They've actually finished the far side, so County's going to take the ball all the way over. And they're just going to move this ball. Oh, no, they're going to stay on here. They defended it off, Rocky. So here's a little change-up. This is your classic County style.
Yeah, look at that skill and their confidence to throw.
So these 3 with the ball, they kept the ball while the rest went off.
Yeah, there's 4 loaded boys touched the ball in the last 4 passes.
So you guarantee this is coming out. Oh, look at this. Everyone's in there having a chance, and they've really got down the other end of the field, got on some fresh legs with ease. On the ball, low dive. Oh, yes, good defence there.
Yeah, it was a good play, but the defence was up to it.
So we go Whanganui now. They're looking just to set the ball right on the 15 middle of the field. Just need to keep going nice and direct. No downtime would be the key. So those little things, they stop your momentum
That's
and
right.
give the defence this
You
sort
look
of
how
stuff.
the attackers are actually coming on backwards to go forward because of the good defence by Counties.
Yeah.
Fortunately for them, they have a penalty tap for a hard touch.
They've got a good combination on again. Here's young Tipene there. We've got Rangi sitting at right link, so I have no doubt he'll get bowed in and be a part of this next play. Well, he's going to come on a sweep here around the back door. They're going to feed him. He might run this crush that Pete was talking about. Goes through. Well, they've lost a number. They've actually
They've
short
only
of
got
a
5
player.
players on.
Yes, they need a winger. I didn't think anyone was sin-binned while we weren't looking.
Here he comes. He could have been out white baiting, bro. Down. Yeah.
Oh, just we need to go see Dom if they've been white baiting. Yes. And yeah, probably a set I'd like to sort of forget, but these things happen, when things are happening at speed, you forget to sub on, but we're back to 6-a-side, Te Aorere.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good attack there good defence, by the Counties Manukau team. They got their tails up at the moment. They'll just look to complete here, and the Bullets players are masters of dictating the pace of the game. So no doubt they'll just look to control the pace here and just play some good high percentage touch.
Yeah, they're just slowly trying to get the right target.
No, he'll be after the link there. There he goes. Good defence.
Yep, so they've obviously realised, hey, man, it's Mahia. We've got to do as he said, Te Aorere. We've got to lock in really, really tight. Here's Staples coming across. Show the ball. Goes through, late cut. No, they caught the touch.
Yeah.
But they still sort of give him time, eh? You know, they're sort of holding back instead of lifting in the defence.
Yes. So Whanganui coming off their line now. Let's see this. Let's have a look at this yardage play going forward to the box. You're a little bit clunky there, boys.
Yeah, just coming out. He's been good on the ball here, Cartena. He's always gone nice and forward. Here we go again. That's a better set. Yeah, goes through.
That's a good.
Goose is through. Speed to burn. Just trying to find an open player. Yeah, and it's good to see him on the ball with a warm way. Oh, we've got I missed that, Pete.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what she's calling here. Oh, there was 6 touches. Okay.
Oh, right. It's okay.
Yep.
Lost count there. But that's the platform they want on the back end of the yards, isn't it?
Definitely. And you see you see how speed kills, and if you get the strike dump there and they're offside and there's no one back in the pocket to come forward, well, and you've got a fast guy out of half, you're through there and everyone's chasing.
You're just looking at targets now, the attackers. Yeah, kicked over to the 32 platform. Here goes Sean. He threw a beautiful one. Oh, late cut. What a change up.
Yeah. A good touch there, but that's that Counties play. Nice little late cuts. There's always a place in this game for the late cuts, boys.
Yes. It's an art, isn't it, Pete?
You need to train it with our kids. Late cuts, shows.
And they're back into this gear, how they started the game. This is definitely flowing like the beautiful river back down there in Whanganui. I think that they're way better at that game. Here we go, he's back on the ball.
They got some good kids in this Whanganui team.
Tipping it all in there. He's at half. Tipping, he wants to have a heads up there, left foot, goes through. Ball still live. That's a better set completion.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said early on in the second half, they've been a bit clunky in those first 3 touches, but they smoothed that out. And then you see they have a nice attacking set at the end, a nice attacking play at the end of their set. So if they can maintain this play in the transition area, I think Whanganui will get some goodies on the end of it.
And Alicia Ruaiti, it's awesome to see she picked up that 7th touch. And she's picked up another one right there. And that's why she's ranked probably the #1 female in our country, Pete.
Yeah, that'd be fair. Was an error by Counties. They've just made a couple of errors lately. I like how you get the momentum swings. You know, with teams, it's so good in this game because a team can be up and then you score and you might be down by 3 and suddenly you guys are on the up and things are working for you.
Here you go again. Here's Rangi. Yes, just looking probably, I think maybe premeditated on that part, but it's a way better setup there from Whanganui, and they still look fresh, these young boys.
Yeah, I don't think energy is going to be a problem with these young boys. And you see with Counties, because they're more experienced, they'll tend to be able to control the tempo a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely. And even the modules out east that they got running now, PTA, some really high-end modules these players come out of.
Yeah, so you know they have a Premier League out at Pakuranga, where all the top teams in Auckland and Counties all play, and so that every week you're getting a top quality match.
Look at now, a little late cut here. Yes, that's a better tail defence from the inside, and this is what they need: quick on the ball, no downtime, straight into their work, Whanganui. And I'm pretty sure that's what the message Dom and how we're sending out their taurere.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to get on the ball and have that quick transition, no downtime. And for Counties Manukau, they'll be looking to slow the ball down and slow this game down. Not only thinking about the back end of this game, but towards the back end of the tournament and having fresh legs.
What I like is the Whanganui, those first 3, it didn't look that great. They slowed it down. But when there's 2 middles come on fresh, and like we say, forwards versus backwards, the defenders had gone back 65 metres. They're now facing fresh attackers. You know, it's really on, even if it's just a dump and scoop, you know.
Yeah, that's this orange, I know, the transition part of the field going again. And it's just pretty much a 2-man setup. Nice little change up here. Oh, yeah, it's such a threat. There's Darius just using his feet. You know, he's not doing big, huge steps. He's just moving the defender one way and then slowly coming back in and trying to get that open side defence to collapse. And they get a recount there. So same thing again. They're in control of the speed, Pete.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what sequence play they run here.
Here's Staples.
Yeah, looks like trying to quickie the link. It's certainly a good play early in the count, you know.
Yeah, pulls that far side winger over, doesn't it, Pete? You know.
Yeah, you could possibly get an offside call, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good low risk play.
Sweet play might be the old crush Pete was talking about.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was beautiful. Crush, come back, and when you get a first saver that doesn't lift off the line, that's what happens. If you stand on the line, the refs are always going to go, okay, well, it's almost like there wasn't good defence. Give the touchdown.
Darius Higgett Morgan, part of New Zealand 20 mixed team that just come back from Newcastle, number 9 there for Counties. He touches down.
Yeah, the defenders, from a defensive perspective, you've got to get back on side and lift off the line. So any dive's going to go at least 2 metres past you.
Yeah, and once again, that's, I guess, an evolution in our sport. And Pete, the old corner save used to be quite a lateral sort of a save. But now we're all moving forward, trying to shut off space and close down people's time.
Yes, and you know, we talk about V lines on the open side where you get up, and then if they're quickie one side, the open side are V lining towards the ball, and so as opposed to going straight back, you'll never shut a quickie if you're coming straight back and trying to get across to help out.
Yeah, the isolation now of what they're... Look, Mahia's come on at just the time, but this goes back to experience. He's just cruising really through the field, but he's dictating what's happening. He's just walking off the ball now, and this is the tempo I really love with this group. There's Rocky. So he's just calling the shots now from right link, isn't he, Pete?
Yeah, if there's an opportunity there and he thinks he's got good width, he's going to have a crack.
Here he is here. He's going to get a sweeper coming around. Feed the sweeper. Oh, yes.
Yeah, good defence there.
Rocky there. Staples on the ball. Late cut. Great defence from Whanganui. There's actually only been a couple of touchdowns this half, so they've done really, really well to, I guess, slow down Counties' attacking prowess.
Yeah, absolutely, and that comes back to the good coaching that they do have down in Whanganui there. We've spoken a lot about Doma and his ability to bring these young, talented players together, giving them a lot of direction, and they've done very well in the second half.
Yeah, good feet, good speed. Play through. Yeah, he caught him off quite early, and I guess he sort of shadowed him a bit, the defender there, Pete.
Yeah, and it was good ears by the attacker because he heard the refs calling. He's just worked it to pull the penalty.
Yeah, Tipene Rewaten, here's this combo. I think Rangi's sitting at right link again. He might get the ball back, bounce him out. Yeah, here we go. Uses his speed.
Nice.
Steps back in, low dive.
Yeah, that
Beautiful.
was great. That was great.
People used to run that sequence on touch two, didn't they? They'd take a quickie and then they'd run that hater.
Fake cookie and then bounce the link out.
Bounce the link out.
It's still a great play.
Yeah, it's good. I like it how they run it on touch one. You know, it used to be, a bit of a, people would read into that one, but now they run it off touch two. And that's confidence, and that's our man. We talked about him in the halftime, Rangi Kui. It's good to see they've gone back to who was hot.
It's a hard one to defend because that links right over, and then when they turn in three, he's got to shift, and he shifts laterally, so he's almost not on side.
Oh, here's a nice change up of their own.
Yes, Counties come back straight away.
Yes, and there's Boston. He was the MVP for the New Zealand 18 boys, grade 18 mix. Sorry, he played, but he was MVP of that whole grade. Here he is again. Nice low dive too, Pete. Yeah,
he's another one of those young loaded boys. They've recruited well as well, and. That Super League you talked about, that Premier League, they actually beat Pearl Jam 11-5 in the grand final last week. So loaded won that tournament.
Yeah, and they won the cash tournament in Waikato too.
They've had a great season. I think they won everything except Whakatane. They've been going pretty well.
Yeah, the big one. That's the start of the season, isn't it? Pick the Whakatane.
Yeah.
For the new year, but consistency. They're definitely coming through. Very, very consistent. Oh, there's a nice little change up there.
Yeah, look at that confidence by the Counties players. The willingness and confidence to throw.
Staples again, and there's Mahia. I don't think I've seen Mahia play a lot of wing. I heard he played a little bit here and there, but he looks, the younger brother, here he is here.
Yeah, there's the brothers there.
Yeah, he's been middle for Bullets for many years and a bit of link.
Yeah. And they got so much skill and ability, obviously from the far north. Ngāpuhi, Te Aupōuri.
Well, who am I to argue with that, Pete? Yes, that talent from the far north. Yes, with those all that kaimoana that you're bringing tomorrow here, Pete. Hey, we're just shy of 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. So I think the little wins I'd like to see from Whanganui is changing the gear. No downtime, finding the hip of the defender when they're rucking through. And this period here, Pete, you talked about, the transition.
Yes.
I think they've got a couple more touches up the sleeve there. That's 4. Oh, no, that's final. Here goes Splangy. Skip ball.
Yeah, there it is. So good recovery by Rocky, the link there.
Yes.
He had the speed to sort of turn and chase out.
That's a good win for the river there, the Awa. They digged them out and they've gone all the way down the other end there, Taurere.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's some good variation on their attack. That's the first time they've gone to that passive line. So they have some tricks up their sleeve and they're leaving it for these last 5 minutes. But yeah, it is a good ending to that set. There was a cheeky little foot in there. May as well throw that out there.
Throw the old Waiwai out there, eh? Yeah, why not?
Nothing to lose.
I'd like to see the Whanganui on defence, especially on touches 2 and 3 when they're moving forward, to actually move forward. They move forward on 1, but then on 2 and 3 they tend to not move forward much, and Counties is making big yards on 2 and 3.
Yeah, have no doubt they would have talked about that connection, defensively, but a disconnect. But here's Darius again, goes through, shows the ball. Off to Boston again, and he touches down again. And both those players were part of the Youth Trans Tasman this year, and they're definitely showing. I mean, they're young themselves, but I like the composure. They've got Staples off the ball. He looks to load, goes through, and then it's just speed, really, like Pete talked about. Player running forward's going to be going quicker than the player running backwards, and that takes Counties out to a 10-4 lead.
Yeah, and Darius there, you need vision to be able to do that stuff, to breach the line and have a look what's in front of you and make the right decision on who to throw to.
Yeah, it shouts out to the Elements Club there with a nice assist. He goes through. You know what? They've definitely got a lot of talent down there, Pete.
Yeah, both teams, mate. Some good kids out there.
They're going to reload again. And like I said, they're all... I think when they come back and watch this game tonight, it'll be exciting for them to see themselves. Some of them would have never played here. A little tucking behind.
Oh, that's
draw
beautiful.
pass.
Needed to release that earlier, son.
Yeah. I guess that's that winger work you talked about. There's Maraki Omua. Jeez, I've only just noticed Maraki out there, the winger here. He's been stuffing everything out there, number 4 for Counties, from Manawatu. A little crusher play again. It's going to reload. And they've been pretty sound out wide, Counties. Oh, yes, ball over the top. Yeah, and they're really eating those runs up, Pete.
Yeah, it's hard the old left to right when you're not a natural because you're throwing a floater like that, 20 metres.
Yep, that looks like my left to right there. No disrespect to the pass, but here we go again, and here we go, an injection of speed again. Cameron Todd's on the ball with the orange boots. Mahia's at half, just taking his time, spiding time, and Todd's coming around on back door. Rocky's going to go for a pick here, left to right. He's just going to use his. He probably dumped slightly a little bit too close to the.
Yeah, it was too close to the line.
But that whole set was actually really smooth.
Both teams keeping up the intensity, boys. I'm liking this. It's the last few minutes and they're still going hard.
Yeah, they sure are. Got a bit of foot on him here on the ball now. It's coming through. Nice. Oh, yeah, that was the work there. It's good to see him back on the ball, Whanganui. Todd going to roll the ball there. Send it straight off. Rocky's going to go straight in. And this is where, nice. No downtime, just really finishing the game off well. You want to really finish your game off well when you've got a lead, Pete?
Yeah, work through your sets. No errors, so you're going to complete all your sets in the last few minutes.
Darius on the ball again. Boston's going to have a scoop on the end. He's got a bit of speed, this boy. Goes, late cut. Look at this variation.
That was beautiful.
Excellent. And they're really starting to pull it out now in the last couple of minutes. Te Aorere.
Oh, absolutely. And that's just eyes up footy. Intuitive play. He goes down the short side, and there's this classic late cut we see in an easy, nice right to left. It's a good finish there by Counties Manukau off the back of some good yards.
And that's natural vision, isn't it, Pete?
It is, and it's skill by Darius, just holding, watching through his attacker at the defender, waiting till he latches, and then timing his late cut. Then having the skill to throw over the top.
Here we go. Here's one of Dom's tap-off plays. He's going to show one of these coming back through. He's tipping both these.
Look at that footwork.
Well.
Look at that footwork.
Yeah, just sort of made it all look so easy, Bit of a hop and a skip.
That number 3, did he play Manawatu, this boy with the ball?
Norman, we'll have to find that one out.
Yeah, I think he might have played in the junior nationals, in the 18 boys, I think. I remember him playing against them. And he was a threat.
Oh, they'll get a recount. Yes, they'll get the ball back. It'll be great to see Whanganui finish with a touchdown. On comes Tipene Rewati. He actually captained... He's one of the captains at the Youth Trans Tasman, gets the ball back. Ooh. He's actually going at one of his teammates there. Boston and Tipene are both in the same team. Also number 12, he's come back over there. Teheru Koro. Oh, here we go again. He's going to run Kui. He's going to try and use his speed.
Wow.
Yes.
He certainly is quick, that young fella.
Yes. Rangi Kui, remember the name, number 2 for Whanganui. He's definitely come out and stamped his mark on this game with speed.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some good honesty there by the defender, not to call the phantom.
He wasn't happy with himself. He took his hat off and threw it 20 metres on the ground.
Yeah, and I think he was not trying to let his dad see that because I could see his dad was calling him into the sub box there. But this will be the last play here. They might move the ball here, Counties. Time's up here with us. Oh, yeah, man, and that's just, there's just some things with players with a bit of class around them, mate, Pete.
Yeah. And the old fellow with the old slam dunk as well to finish.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Nice. He gets it. Just has a little look. Looks like he's going to throw, but yeah, man, he's had a great outing today.
He's had a great game. He uses his experience well, you know. Picking the options, running some really good plays, and scored a couple of touchdowns too.
Yeah, great work, and I think when ref's time here, this is great to see, Pete. There's a combination again with Tipene there, Norman, along with Aki. Here's Norman. This boy's got some good feet, number 10 for Whanganui. Oh, unfortunate
skill error there.
With the error. Here we go. Just looking at the time, I think the clock's up, but we're in ref's time here.
Yeah,
which is great to see. Hey, no one wants to stop. Even the refs want to play on, Pete.
Yeah, my kind of game.
Yeah. Hey, next to school wins, is it, Pete?
That's what Whanganui will be saying out there.
Yeah.
Here we go, Todd. Staples. Wee Nathan on a sweep. Staples just having a look. Yeah, no. Play through and yeah, we're still going. We're rolling through here with the footage. Whanganui, it's been a long time since I've seen the 23-minute half there, Pete.
Yeah, and there's still 6 on the field.
Nice on the ball. Here we go. Here's our man, Mungie. Looks to...
Opportunity lost there. It's a good play.
Yes, it was a great play, Tauri.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about variation in their attack. They're nice bringing those passive lines, and then there was the chopper line that was on there. Unfortunately, that last pass didn't stick, but huge potential in this Whanganui side.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I've really enjoyed watching them come through, and it's not a huge province in terms of numbers. The little provinces, we're sort of neighbours just up the road, so it's awesome. They fly the flag for the sort of central North Island.
They do, and they don't get the hard experience week-to-week touch like the city teams do, you know. So you got to take your head off. You can see athlete-wise, they're just as good. They're just as fast. They're just as fit. It's that week-to-week grind of hard games, you know, that they don't get in the country area. So well done to this Whanganui side.
Yeah, totally. And it just shows this, you know, 4 boys in this Whanganui team that are part of the New Zealand Youth Trans-Tasman team. So you're right, nothing about the talent at all, and it's good to see that talent doesn't get missed. Just slowing down the pace now, Whanganui. Well, here's the injection again. He's actually gone well today, Ray Meihana. He's done his job, drove directly. You're on the ball now. We've got Kobe Miller. Just slowly pulling out this Counties defence, trying to get a target there. Well, they get a penalty. Another set of 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see. We bring the scores back up. And like you said, we are in ref's time. We're not too sure how long this game is going to go for. It's been about 25.
Yeah, I'm amazed the coaches don't actually say to the referees, time's up.
I think Dom knows, and he's saying, keep playing. Let's get a couple of quick ones on the back end. Nice, Dom. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But no, you know, we're not complaining up here. We get to watch some more quality touch. This boy's got actually a really nice quickie if he can get the ball back. Oh.
I think the referee's actually waiting for the hooter to go because the ref's convener has gone over the back there. They had a word, so I think he may be wanting to ring someone because they may not want to blow it up. They're waiting for a hooter maybe. There we go.
There we go. We found the hooter. It's definitely been a pleasure calling the game with both yourselves, Tauri there. Mr. Touch himself, Peter Walters, and we're lucky to do this stuff, aren't we, Pete? And we've got some great talent coming through, and the future's in good hands. Yeah,
it's such an honour, and seeing all our talent coming through, and seeing these young kids playing against the experienced touch black players, and that's got to be good for our game.
Yeah, absolutely. So Counties Manukau Red win this one 12 over Whanganui 5. That concludes day 1 of the Bunnings Warehouse 2020 National Touch Championship. Join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. for more action on day 2.